Hey guys, what's up? Okay, let's get straight to the point. Cathode ray tubes. Now, these kind of TVs are great for retro consoles and retro computers because these kind of retro machines were really made to be used with a CRT display. So obviously, these retro hardware things will look best on a CRT display. I mean, there's no way around it. So CRT displays in all their glory and stuff, but there are two things I really don't like about CRT TVs and monitors. And the first thing is that they are really big and heavy and takes up a lot of space, and that is not that good. I mean, I don't have that much space here on my workbench, so this TV, it's not really good to have a CRT TV here because of that reason. And the second reason I don't like CRT displays is, well, when filming them, what do we get? Flickering, flickering, flickering. So that is, a bit annoying. And when shooting my videos here, I'm often filming the screen like this. And I'm sure this is a bit annoying for you guys as well. So I'm thinking that maybe I should replace this CRT TV with a flat screen one instead. An LCD TV. So I have been thinking about that for a while, and I started to look around, and I found a really cheap LCD TV. I found this one. I wanted to put my hands on a really small LCD TV, so I started to look around, only to discover that finding a really small one is actually quite difficult. But I found this one. It's supposed to be a 19-inch TV, according to the seller anyway. I don't know if that's true, but it was listed as a 19-inch TV. And as you can see, it's a Samsung, and the model number is LW2 blah 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 something. Now, I cannot find a date code on this unit or anything that indicates how old it is, but it doesn't matter much to me because I just want a TV that works. But then again, that's the problem. It doesn't work. I guess I haven't told you that yet, but it doesn't work, and that's why I got it really cheap also. I got it for something which would correspond to around $7 or something like that. Plus postage, but I mean, come on, $7, that's really cheap, even though it's not working. And these Samsung TVs and monitors, they are really known for having bad caps in the power supply unit. I checked it on the internet, so I think there is a big chance that I can repair this thing. Just replacing a few caps, that's almost too easy. Now here we have the inputs, and this TV doesn't have any digital input, it's just all analog. But I don't really care about that because analog is all I need, really, just for my testing purposes. I'm mostly working with retro consoles and computers, so this is all I need. It has RGB support here in the SCART connector, and check it out, it has RF input here. Whoa, I'm gonna use that all the time. And CP video and composite video, we have stereo input here, and a VGA connector, and I guess this is for that's for the audio for the VGA input here. So it's a 3.5 inch stereo connector. I guess that's automatically selected when the VGA input is selected. So mostly analog here, but that's all I need for my purposes, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, can it be repaired? Well, let's hope for the best. Okay, now check this out. To prevent electrical shock, do not remove this cover. Okay, fine, sure thing. Now let's move over to the other side. Before removing rear panel, pull mains plug. Before removing wait a minute. Do not remove this cover. Before removing rear panel. I don't get it. So, do not remove this cover. Okay, so this cover is this cover, right? So then, what the heck is the rear panel? Where is that? I mean, there is only one thing you can remove here, and that is this whole back cover of the TV, because this is the back of the TV. So this is the rear cover. So this cover and rear panel. What's the difference? Really confusing. And I also noticed that except for telling me that I cannot remove this cover, but at the same time telling me that I can, as long as I pull the mains plug first, they have also written that I should not expose this appliance to rain or moisture. So that's a good thing they have written that, because I was really planning on putting this thing in the shower, but now I will not do that, because they have written here that it's not a good idea to do that. But it doesn't say anything about throwing it into a fire or cutting it into 2 pieces with a lightsaber, so I guess that's okay.
Huh? Shoot!
And here it also says that there are no user serviceable parts inside. But you see, I'm not gonna service any parts, I'm gonna replace parts, because what do you do with bad capacitors? Well, you don't service them, you replace them. Haha, you're not so cocky anymore now, Mr. Warning Sign, are you? Refer servicing to qualified service personnel. Yeah, right, I think I'm qualified enough. Okay, so I'm gonna take this TV apart now, but before I do that, I will be sure to pull the mains plug. Okay, so here we go. Pull, 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 pull. Okay, there, I pulled it. Can I open up the TV now? Oh yeah, that's right, I almost forgot. Before I take this thing apart, maybe I should show you what happens when I try to turn on the power. So I will turn on the power with this breaker and we'll see what happens. Okay, so here we go. Bam. And that light starts to blink. And if I press the power button, nothing happens. I don't know if I'm supposed to press this power button quickly or if I'm supposed to hold it there for a while, but nevertheless, whatever I do, this TV will not power up. And I read on the internet that this is most often caused by bad capacitors in the power supply unit, especially on these Samsung models. So let's hope it's just as easy as that. Now I have actually found a guide on the internet on how to disassemble this particular model, and that's pretty cool because it helps a lot and it makes my life a little bit easier. And if I understand the guide correctly, I should start by removing these 4 screws, here, here, and here, and here, because they are holding this stand in place. So once I have removed them, I should then be able to pull this stand out like this. So let's try that out. Alright, so I got those 4 screws out, and now I'm supposed to just pull this stand out like this. Let's see. I'm supposed to just pull it out somehow. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Like that. Okay, so if I can understand the guide correctly, it's now telling me to remove these 3 screws. This one, and this one. And then, after that, I'm supposed to push this thing back in, and with these things I can then gain some leverage, and with this stand then pull this cover up and off, and then I should be inside. So let's see if that works. Okay, so I have now taken the last 3 screws out as well, and it's time to see if I can get the cover off. Now, according to the guide, it's not a good idea to just push this stand in a little bit like this and then try to pull, because that might damage the plastic here in the TV, here on the back cover. So I should push this thing in quite a lot again, and like that maybe, and then pull, and then I should be able to get the back cover off. So let's see if I can do that. Yeah, like that. seems to have worked. Let's see. Okay, I think it's still stuck a bit in the front there, so I will have to do something about that. Hold on. Okay, so now I should be able to get the cover off, and of course I expect to find the power supply board here and the video board here, but we'll see how things look like. So let's see if I can get it off now. Like this, and I will put that aside for now. Okay, yep, so there we have the power supply board. So let's see here if we can find any bad capacitors on this board. Yep, why am I not surprised? Take a look at those brownish caps there, this one and this one. They're kind of bulging there on the top, so they are definitely bad. I need to replace those. So, okay, well, I guess I better remove this power supply board and take it to my workbench. But of course, before I do anything else here, I will have to discharge this smoothing capacitor. I wonder if it still holds any charge. I will check it with the meter and see. Nah, it measured 2 volts. I don't think that will kill me, but just to be sure, I'm gonna do this anyway. So, okay, let's see here. There we go. Okay, I should be safe now. Ah, look at this. This is a bit annoying. These 3 connectors, I don't want to mix them up. I want to put them back exactly how they were. But look, 2 of them are using the exact same colors. So how can I be sure which one goes where when I'm about to put it back together again? So what I will do here is to mark this one that is closest to the edge here. So I will just do like this. Like that. And I will do the same thing here with this one, the one that is closest to the edge. Let's put a mark on it. Like that. And I can even put a small mark on the white wire here. There. And on this one also, the white one. There. Okay, now, I don't think I will mix them up now. And yeah, that's it. As for the rest of the cables, it's easy to understand where they should go. This one, it's just this one here, and yeah, not much else here. So, okay, let's take out this power supply board. Okay, now this is a bit weird. I still haven't touched any screws inside the TV here, but look, this screw for example, it looks like it's not even tightened. I don't know if you can see it that well, but yeah, see? It's not tightened properly there. Very weird. And also here, I found a few other ones. I mean, look, it's not even tightened properly. See? How weird. And I think I can even, yeah, look. That's weird. Have they done that on purpose? Or I really have a hard time believing that they done that on purpose. Look, this is tightened. Yeah, this one is better. Oh, that's really strange, I think. I cannot find many other screws that are not tightened, but oh man, that's weird. I don't want to believe that they have vibrated loose, because you know it's just a TV, it's not an engine running. So weird. Oh well. So, and I'm here on my workbench, and it's pretty obvious that these 2 capacitors have gone bad, but I cannot really find anything else on this board that seems to be damaged. Here underneath it, everything looks to be okay. Well, here in this area we have a bit of dirt, but there doesn't seem to be any failure here. I might clean that dirt off with alcohol later, but here I will have to replace these two capacitors, of course. And as for the other capacitors, well, I don't trust them at all. You know, Capson, how I'm supposed to pronounce that? Capson. Oh, that name even sounds lame. Oh, really shitty capacitors. I don't trust them at all. I've never seen that name before. What kind of brand is that? Oh well, I guess I will have to desolder some of them and check them out of circuit, or most of them, because like I said, I don't trust them, so I better check them out of circuit, and maybe I will have to replace some other caps here also, because they don't necessarily have to be bulging in order to be bad. So yeah, let's have a look here. Let's get busy. Alright, so I'm back here again a while later, and after doing some soldering and testing, I have now found 5 capacitors that have gone bad. It's these 5 here that I have taken out. I desoldered every capacitor here on this board and checked them out of circuit. Well, not this one, but I did that with all the other caps, and some of them actually checked okay, like these 2 here and this one here, and we have 2 here. But these 5 did not check okay, and we have 2 of them here. We have already been taking a look at these 2, and they have this kind of bulging top there. But these other 3, they actually seem to be quite okay, and this is a really good example of that capacitors can be bad even though they do not show any evidence of being bad. So this is a good example of that, I think. And so that's a good thing to keep in mind. Now, what I did here was to actually make a list while taking these caps out one by one, because you know, if when just desoldering a lot of capacitors, if I just desolder a lot of capacitors like one by one, like let's say 10 at a time, then I might mix them together and I might not know which capacitor was in what position. And that can be kind of troublesome later. So in order to keep track of that, I made this list. I took this capacitor out and I wrote it down like this, and when after taking the next one out, I wrote that down, and I did that with all the caps. And this is a complete list of all the caps on this power supply actually. Some of these I have already put them back on the PCB, but this is a complete list anyway, and it's good to have this as a reference. Another thing I did was to actually, when I took these caps out, these one that I did not put back in there, I marked with a pen here. I don't know if you can see it, but here I have written C112, so okay, then that capacitor C112, so I know that that was in there. So I can then go back. Here I have these 5 caps that I took out. So if I want to double check, I have this list of course, but if I want to double check, I can do that by just taking this cap and okay, here I have written C111, so okay, C111, that was in there. So it's really easy to keep track of the caps and knowing where they were on the PCB. And if you happen to have this particular TV with the same model number, well, here's a complete list of the electrolytic capacitors on the power supply board. I have to say that I am really not a big fan of, so to speak, recapping a PCB if there's no actual need for it. But in this case I might just make an exception, because I looked it up on the internet and these Capson branded capacitors are really low quality caps and really horrible. So I guess I might be better off actually replacing all the electrolytic capacitors on this power supply board. But the problem is that I don't have the right values of capacitors at home right now. And what I want to do, just to start with, is to see if I can get the TV up and running again. because no point in placing an order of all these capacitors if I cannot get the TV working anyway. So I just want to see if I can get it to work, and then if I can get it to work, then I might or I will place an order of all these electrolytic capacitors, and of course I will then choose good branded Japanese capacitors. So for now what I will do is just to see what I can find in my drawers, just I'll try to find something suitable and put it in here and see if I can get the TV up and running again. And there we are. Now, as you know, these two were in there before, and they are rated at 1000 microfarads and 10 volts, and also, of course, 105 degrees. And this is the same type of cap, 1000 microfarads and 10 volts, and of course 105 degrees. I don't know if you can see that, but 105 degrees. So those two, I think I can leave them there. I don't have to replace them. But for these other three positions here, well, they are these are the ones I took out. So they are rated at 105 degrees there, of course. But let's see, 820 microfarads, 25 volts, and I didn't have that at all. But what I had was this 1000 microfarads, slightly higher capacitance, but that's okay. 25 volts, that's the same voltage, and they are only 85 degrees, I think. So let's see, yeah, see, 85 degrees. So that's really not that good, because this is a power supply, so you should use 105 degrees rated capacitors in a power supply. But I'm just gonna test the TV and see if it works, like I said, so it will do just for now. So okay, let's put this back in the TV, and yeah, I'm really excited here to see if the TV works, so let's go. Okay, now I get it. This screw can simply not be tightened all the way down to the bottom, so that's why they haven't done that. Okay, that answers that question, I guess. But what about these two other screws, this one and this one? Should I tighten them, or if I do that, will it put stress on the board here or something like that? I don't know. Okay, now let's see if it works. If it explodes, I will at least have caught it on camera. So okay, are you ready? Here we go. It's not blinking anymore, so I guess that's a good sign. Now let's see what happens if I press power here. It works. Cool. Okay. So I will try to hook up a signal source to it and see if we can get any picture going here. And it works with Amiga. Whoa, cool. And no flickering, of course. Awesome. Alright, so I have now been testing it for a while, and it seems to work without any problems at all. And I'm of course very pleased with that. I can adjust the volume here, and that seems to work fine. I can go into the different menus and play around with the settings, and it seems to be responding to every adjustment I make. So it seems like I have a working LCD TV here. That's great. I will be using this one from now on my workbench for testing purposes. So in a sense, I guess you guys might find my future repair videos a little bit more enjoyable from now on, because when filming the screen like this, we won't see any more flickering, and that's a good thing. So I guess all that's left to do now is to place an order of Japanese branded capacitors and put those in the power supply board. But I won't be filming that, because you guys probably wouldn't be that interested anyway. I mean, you already seen enough of me tinkering around with replacing capacitors on the power supply board. So I will just leave you with this and say thanks for watching, and I will see you guys again later.